Morning to all, and I welcome Dr. Anurag Saxena and all the participants. And first, I am introducing the stalwart personality, Dr. Anurag Saxena. He holds degree in BSc Agriculture and Animal Husbandry from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, and he has the distinction with the University Fellowship. MSc AG, that is in agronomy, and PhD agronomy as the research assistantship with the distinction from the same university. And his professional career started from December, from June 1991, and he was in ICAR, NARM, Hyderabad as scientist, and after that he has designated many post scientists with ICAR, Kazri, Jodhpur, then scientist, senior scale, principal scientist, and now presently he is principal scientist and in charge forest production section, ICAR, NDRI, Karnal, Haryana, from December 2020 till date. He has bagged many awards. In fact, his CV is very long. I have made very short CV, means collection from the award, and he has got Eminent Scientist Award for excellent contribution in the field of agriculture and allied sector from Samagra Vikas Welfare Society in 2021 from Lucknow, then Outstanding Research Award in the field of tribal farming system, uh, Pearl Foundation Madurai in 2020, then Lifetime Achievement Award, International Scientist Awards, VD Good Technology Factory, Puducherry 2021, then Best Teacher Award he has also bagged, and India Extension Awards 2021, then Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad Award for Outstanding Research in Tribal Farming System 2019-2019 from the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, New Delhi, and Indian Poetry Awards, then Best Presentation Award from the Indian Society of Agronomy, Jodhpur. And he has got publications. Many publications are there in journal, then proceedings. He has written. He is a prolific writer, and so he has written three books. Then technical bulletins, pamphlets. He is having number of projects with him, and it will take more time, and many projects are with him he is holding. So he is very good in agronomy as far as I understand. And now I welcome again to Dr. Anurag Saxena for to take over for the topic, and he will deliver, and he is a very good teacher. And I welcome again, and now over to Dr. Anurag Saxena for his next topic. Thank you, Anurag.
Thank you, Dr. Pandey. Thank you for calling me for this webinar. It is a very timely because arid regions or the dry lands, it is the heart of our food bowl systems because majority of the area is under dry lands and production from these areas are very less. So we have tried to develop some technologies which give enough food grains to the food bowls of the country. Therefore, I am concentrating on the arid areas because I have worked for more than 31 years in hot and cold arid both areas in Jodhpur and Ladakh. So today's my topic of presentation is livelihood and nutritional security options in arid areas. You can see the first slide it is of Rajasthan and the second photo is of Ladakh, Leh. Next. See, this is the situation of global population and the food securities. We are all facing the population rise in the world over, and it is a threat for food security for certain regions of the world, like Africa, Asia, and South America also sometimes. And these challenges will affect all the residents of the world. irrespective of the location. Even in the Canada or in Russia, food grain security is a big threat now. Next. See, pre-Green Revolution era, small farms were there, but we were following windbreaks on the boundaries of the fields and organic agriculture. We were following crop rotation, all the economic principles we were following that time. And these practices required very less from the lands, and it maintained the soil in equilibrium conditions. Then we were growing rice, millets, sorghum, wheat, or the coarse and the finer grains both. And the production of rice and millets were high than the barley and maize crop. In all together, wheat, barley, and rice, maize. But now the production of millets has gone down, and we have changed our food habits. And earlier we were consuming fodder crops like oats, and now the traditional varieties have become non-existent now. Next. See, this is the situation in a pre-Green Revolution era. We were producing 50 million tons of food grains, and we were always to like this from ship to mouth. Means when a shipload of grains come from America or some other countries as aid, and we eat them at the time. Then our prime ministers, visionary prime minister Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri ji and Indira Gandhi, they both thought, and Green Revolution era came with the hybrid, high yielding varieties technology introduced, and our grain production increased to 108 million tons in 1970s, and now it come to 309 million tons in the last year. What happens in this? In this, we increase the production of rice and wheat, both in Green Revolution time. Next. These are all the factors which are responsible for Green Revolution: the high yielding seeds, chemical fertilizers, modern machines, irrigation facilities, research, and we change to the multiple cropping systems, trade facilities available, and plant protection measures. These all factors lead to Green Revolution. This happened to the yield increased 3 times. We are doing now multiple cropping, and we are having a good variation in our diets, in our uh, plates, lunch plates or dinner plates, and now we are self-sufficient food grain production. Next. See, but all the things are not good with the Green Revolution, as we have destroyed the diversified gene pool of the available crops. We no doubt we increase our food grain production from 2.4 to 3.5%. And see, majority of the what you call scented basmati rice, we have lost several varieties. But now we are having same thing, different basmati varieties without scent, which are available in the market. Next. These are already told the crop protection is due to fertilizer applications, pesticides, but it leads to mismanagement of and the overuse of fertilizers, pesticides, and lack of crop rotation. We are going for only monoculture or cereal cropping system, rice and wheat, maize and wheat, like this. This resulted in the soil become infertile, and we are losing groundwater always. And with this fertilizer pesticide consumption, we have increased our expenditure on the crop production. And these all impacts altogether make farmers more miserable, which uh, fertilizer has to be applied or which pesticide, and they are getting cheated from the vendors in the market. Next. See, this is the major concern to me that we have what we have lost or sacrificed. Earlier, our diet was rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals. Why? Because we were consuming more coarse cereals like uh, millets, sorghum. They were rich in methionine, cysteine, amino acids, which are sulfur-containing compounds. Then a rough or brown rice that contains different uh, what you call vitamins and this riboflavin, rich in phosphorus, iron, zinc, and barnyard millets, colored rice varieties. Because we have shifted from the coarse grains to cereal grains, finer cereals, means we are consuming only three grasses, means rice, wheat, and maize. Our diet is mainly dependent on these. You can see nowadays most of the pregnant ladies are prefer to have a iron supplement tablets or calcium supplement tablets. But if we consume more palm millet, bajra, this grain is rich in iron and calcium both. And these can replace the supplements, artificial supplements of these iron and calcium. Because these final grains are deficient in iron, zinc, calcium, vitamin A, different types of vitamins, and deficient in different micronutrients, which are resulting in our different type of diseases which we are facing now. Next, see, this is our food cycle. See, arable land, crops, and fodder are grown. It is taken through by animals. They are producing milk, and we are consuming milk and meat products both. And these crops directly goes to the factories for milling and different flooring practices, and consume. We are consuming it. Similarly, in natural waters or grasslands, fish, fish we are consuming, and these our natural ecosystems they are get polluted. They are got polluted now. See, this is a simple cycle. Food and nutrition comes from milk, fruits, meat, and crops. These things we can discuss later. Next, what are the effect modern agriculture does to our system? We are using indiscriminate fertilizers, chemicals, and different pesticides and irrigation that leads to our soil become more saline, infertile, and we are thinking about to reclaim these soils now. More grain production means storage problems are also there. Next, these are different type of agriculture pollutions, air pollution, soil pollution. You might have heard these type of pollutions like global monitoring system, air quality index, desertification combating, drought monitoring, drought management, sustainable consumption of production. These all leads to our reduction in food grain production or different type of vegetables and fruits. This leads to sometimes climate change also. Water pollution, what we are consuming water, it is polluted now. I think most of the households are having reverse osmosis water they are taking or aqua purification system. Next, these chemicals have different type of diseases. We are concerned about cancer, lungs, kidneys, birth defects. nervous systems, digestive system, they are all disturbed now because we are using in huge quantity these chemicals. Then in ecosystem we have lost different type of biodiversity. Bees, butterflies, what in our childhood, what we saw the butterflies flying in the air, it is all vanished now. Different mammals, birds, reptiles. This is due to toxic fodder what we are producing now. And ultimately, we are losing our immunity system. This is COVID-19. It is much more problem with the immunity system now. Next one. So we have to consume good quality food, not consume, but have to produce. How we can produce good quality products, I can tell you later. Then most of the high risk groups are exposed to pesticides are production workers, the workers who are working in the factories with the chemicals, organic chemicals, formulated sprayers, mixers, and the agriculture workers who are spraying the chemicals in the field. And these continuous intake leads to the separation, hormone disruptions, loss of intelligence, reproductive abnormalities, and leads to cancer also. Now, see the one report says that the breast milk is also containing insecticides, means the newly born baby is getting infected just after 1 day or even after 2 or 3 hours of birth. This we are facing now. Next. See, this is the condition of our world climate map. Now I am entering the arid land areas. It is a general talk. About 41% area is under dry lands. And out of 41%, 42% is the arid. 37 is semi-arid and 21% is sub-arid. These I have listed some continents, Australia, Asia, Africa, where these deserts are available. Middle East, Thar, Namib, Karakum, Gobi, and then Africa, Sahara, Sahel, Kalahari, and different deserts. You all are knowing very well than me. Next. See, these dryland supports or give 50% of fine cereals now, 60% of cotton, 77% oil seeds production is coming from drylands, and cereals 85%. And this is non-chemical agriculture we are following in normally arid areas because there is no certainty of rain, and farmers are not very enthusiastic in applying fertilizers without rains or without water. And the dryland supports 40% of humans population and 60% of livestock population. Next, what is the arid region is these areas which have extremely dry climate with annual precipitation is less than 250 mm. Rainfall period is very less and ET demand is very high. Means sometimes humidity may go to 5% only, 5 to 10. And arid lands precipitation is always insufficient for crop production in these areas. This is measured by the aridity index. It is the formula is the number of rainy days multiplied by mean precipitation per day divided by mean temperature plus 10. If it is come less than 1, then it is more arid, hyper arid. Next, these are the arid areas in our country. The Rajasthan contains 62% of the arid part. Haryana 4%, Punjab 5% Gujarat, 20%. These are hot areas and cold areas now. This is Leh, Ladakh, and part of Himachal and Uttarakhand. The peculiarities of these hot arid region are low erratic rainfall. Temperature is very high during summers. It goes up to 48 degrees. Wind velocity is good, for 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. And PT demand is 1800 to 2200 per hour per year. And frequent drought is a common feature in this. Out of 3 years, one is a drought year. And the soil are sandy with low fertility, degraded natural vegetations, high wind and water erosion, acute water scarcity, and water resources are very poor, and groundwater is lowering down every year by 1 meter, 0.75 meter every year. But these are not always the challenges. These are our strengths also. The high wind velocity and the high solar radiation. This we are taking into consideration, and we are producing now electricity through windmills and through solar power. Next. See, these are the condition of the cold arid region. Erratic rainfall is 50 mm and less. Precipitation mostly snowfall. It is occurring in Leh. Temperature goes to up to minus 30 degrees in winters. Wind velocity is always higher, intense solar radiation is there. But here the soil is gravelly and barren topography is there. Growing season is very short from May to maximum, you can say, September. Once the glacier melts, water comes from the stream, then sowing is done. This is mainly dependent on animal-based economy, and low biomass production system is occurring in these areas because of hostile climate, fragile system, short supply of food and fodder, and different problems which is occurring in all over the country. Next. So what we did now, drought. High temperature is there, then we have chosen the crops which is tolerant to high temperatures. Soil degradation is there, climate change, floods. Now it is a common feature in Rajasthan also. The flood is coming. Just because the rain which is coming, it is not going as a seepage due to impermeable layer within 1 meter or 1.5 meter depth in the soil. New diseases and pests are occurring. Next. Next. This is I have already told. Next. Then how to fight the desertification? We have understood the process and reasons why it occurs. Then we provided sand dune stabilization technique, shelter belt plantation we have done along the canal side, along the rural roads, railway tracks, and connectivity makes our task easier. And we have given different improved technologies in farming for these type of situations. See, this is a stabilized sand dune. This is shelter belt plantation along the IGNP, Indira Gandhi Canal. And this is how we have stabilized the sand. Different arid zone grasses like Sancharus ciliaris, Lesurus indicus, we have planted in a checkerboard mode. Next. Next. See, we have done the fencing of the area and no animal were allowed to enter in this area. Then barriers we have fixed as a checkerboard. Afforestation we have done on these type of dunes. It was happening in last 40 to 50 years. Shifting dunes were there. But now maximum dunes are fixed. And some persons are doing very good cropping beneath the sand dunes. Afforestation, grass slips we have planted, then give proper management to these. See, in this photograph, it is a stabilized sand dune with checkerboard, and this valley area or gully area, we can have a good crop of wheat, mustard on a conserved moisture. Next. Then sand dune cover reduced from 54 to 48%. That means we have reduced 6% of the area from sand dunes to stabilized dunes. So, roughly, we can say 4 lakh hectares area has been stabilized till now. 800 kilometers length shelterable plantation is done along the canal side, roadside, and around the fields. With the result of these interventions, 2% of area, wind erosion affected area has been reduced, and 1% area reduced as a which we can say the land degradation done through desertification process. And net sown irrigation area is increased by 119% in last 40 years. See, this is different type of deposit and see where different category I have listed here. Earlier it looks like this part and now it is like this, fully grown area. Next. See, arid zone economy, it is basically based on animal based, tree based. Perennial components are more reliable than the annual crops there. This area is having high human population in desert as compared to other desert of the world. Animal population also same thing. And here we are having 1 to 1.3 to 1.5 man to animal ratio. And the national average is 1 to 0.5 per animal. This resulted in high demand for food fodder, which is deficit by 28%, fuel from this fragile system. And this leads to overgrazing, deforestation, and ultimately these practices leads to our land degradation in desert. This is how the whole ecosystem is working. Next. For that, we have introduced integrated farming system to meet our year-round fuel, food, fodder crops, annual and perennial combination, diversification, and round-the-year employment to the local dwellers. See, this is a graph which we have drawn. As the water is less in the system, we grow grasses. As the availability of water increases, we are shifting from grasses to shrubs to trees to crops, annual crops, means cash crops or different crops we are growing. And animal population, as increase in the water availability, animal population decreases. Or farmers are less interested in rearing animals as and when the water availability increases. The arable system increase, livestock system on a declining side. Next. For this, different choices are there. Suli pasture, different crops, Prosopithecine means khejadi. It is a boon tree for Rajasthan. Tortoise, Acacia tortoise, Lebec, Senegal. Different colosseum, Mopain, it is a good fodder tree. Hybrid, Hardwickia pinnata, it is also a fodder tree, Prosopithecine. Every part of this tree is used by the humans for animals. It also fixes nitrogen in the soil. Horti pasture, different grasses with bare, Sancrophilias, Satigarius, and Lesurus, agri-horti, agroforestry, strip cropping, and different intercropping and mixed cropping of bajra with different arid legumes means moat bean, cluster bean, and movement. 3 legumes are grown in the arid area, hot arid areas. See, different 2-row system, 2-row of permanent, 2-row cluster bean. Animals are grazing in the IFS fields, and this is bare plants, and it is in between Sanctus crop. Next. So how much area we have to give to arable cropping, how much area to agroforestry, agri-horti, agri-pasture to have a good round-the-year livelihood security. For an example, area of 7-hectare land with a family, average size of families, 4 adults and 7 adult cattle units. This we can allot 15% area to arable cropping, 35% to agroforestry, 20% to agri-horti, likewise 10% to agri-pasture and horticulture 20%. Whereas in case of crops, we can choose palmate, pulses, oilseeds and cluster bean in this percentage. This resulted in 860 days mandates we have generated for employment. We are getting gross return of 5,30,000 and per annum. BC ratio 1:2.1. And this 7 cattle, 4 adult cows, 6 bucks, and 12 rams maintained in this IFS system. And 8,400 liter milk and 300 kg of meat we have produced from this system. Next. Then we introduce horticulture components. Bear, anar, and date palm, khajur. Then it is what you call lasoda, or we call it goda. Then avla and karonda. These different trees we have introduced in this system: arable farming, agri-horti, and agri-pasture. We can see this gross return we are having, net return, sorry, 15,000. With agri-horti, we are getting 73,000. And with horticulture, 42,000. Means arable farming is not justified. We can go for diversification. Different systems, horti or horticulture, everything we can go. If we see the BC ratio, 1:2.4, it is best in horticulture. Next. Then this IFS system has been adopted in more than 75% of area in Western Rajasthan. In most of the areas, 3 components are used: agri, horti, and pastures. Animals, every farmer is rearing animals, 1 cow or 2 cow, and these goats and sheep. And the new innovations are there. Farmers are well innovators in their gesture. They always develop their technique because they are facing problems day-to-day basis. Then next. Now come to the water, which is a precious input in desert. How to conserve water? Khadir. It is a unique system of growing crops or conserving moisture. Means whatever rainfall is coming in desert, in Jaisalmer area, Barmer area, they do not grow kharif crops. They leave the water as such with some check dams. Then water infiltrates in the soil, and they go for rabi crops with on a conserved moisture. Means chickpea they are growing on a conserved moisture. They are harvesting a good yield of chickpea in these areas. And sometimes excess water is there, they drain it, because draining means losing the soil there. Water erosion happens at the time. And whatever water is coming from different fields, they bring silt in the field and enrich the soil. Sandy soils, they become some good texture soil to hold the more water. And inter-row water harvesting. See, we are making the rows, these, and we sow the seeds in the walls of these furrows. We don't sow on the ridges. See, interplot the data. Rain-fed means whatever rain we have received, it is there. Interplot, water harvesting. We have added 69 mm of water in the field through conservation of rainwater. And you see, with without nitrogen application, yield is almost 3 times. And with 40 kg nitrogen application, it is almost doubled. Next. Then different irrigation methods, sprinkler system, drip irrigation, we are using in different crops. Now we are trying to go for a drip irrigation with narrow space crop also, like cumin, isabgol, and vegetables extensively used drip system. Sprinkler system, the advantage is because their topography is very undulating, then a sprinkler system is best suited. And with the sprinklers, we can save 30% of water. With drip irrigation, we can save 50% of water. Because in some time later in our whole country, the water become scarce everywhere. Next. Deficit irrigation means we are deficiting the irrigation by 10%, 20%, 30%. Water productivity increases means per liter water applied and how much yield we are getting. Then if we reduce deficit irrigation to 80%, means 20% water we are losing, then we are getting the higher productivity of 16%. And yield are 4% less only. And this technology can be increased to 20% area. Next. Synergistic effect on water use. Simply doing weed control. Okay. We can increase the yield. Simply in good rainfall year, see 16 quintals in unweeded crop, unweeded field, we are getting 18 quintals in weeded crop. This effect is more good in low rainfall seasons. 44% yield increased just due to weeding. Because in arid region, first and foremost factor is the crop establishment. Once crop is established, the second is most prominent factor is weed control because it always depletes the water, conserve water available in the soil. Next. Then rainfall pattern, we are getting 2 months rainfall. Longest growing season is 3 months maximum in hot area. We choose the crops like mung bean or pearl millet and cluster bean, which very well fits in the cropping season system. Next. Then abundant different varieties are available now. Earlier, pearl millet were maturing in 85 days. Now the varieties are available in 62 days. Likewise, cluster bean 75 days. Varieties are available. Green gram 65 days. Mode bean 60 days and sesame 70 days. Because short duration varieties are preferred there just with 2 or 3 rain events. It can give some yield. Next. Then comes fodder supply to the animals. As I told you earlier, it is an animal-based system. So we can see common pasture lands, the CPRs. We do fencing, reseeding of synchronous different grasses of the arid grasses which are available, and sustainability, active participation with the stakeholders, means farmers. We have introduced fodder beet, Opensia, ficus, indica, and Napier hybrid. See, this is a fodder beet of 15 kg. One. It is very good in lignin sugar content. Once we chop it and feed to animal is taking very luxuriously this fodder beet. It is a crop, then thornless cactus, and Napier with some cowpea intercrop. Next. Now the effect of climate change. The climate change, what it is affecting, everybody knows, everybody is saying that temperature is rising, but with our assessment, 2 to 4 degree temperature will be more in 2050. It will affect glaciers, they will melt faster, snowfall will be less, and rainfall may be same, but intense rain will be there and rainy event will be less. Glacier cover will be reduced, monsoonal change, monsoon rain will be changed to July, June, July, August, September. It is like that. But now it is July, August, September, October. This year, October month, getting more rains. Then intensity rain increases, frequency changes. With this all leads to change in cropping pattern. Next. Uh, next. Next. See, in Rajasthan, rapidly depleting groundwater. 0.5 to 1 meter annually groundwater is going down because we are over-exploiting it. And this leads to 80% area of Rajasthan under dark zone. There no electric connection is given for the tube wells. But now the farmers are very smart. They are going for solar pumps. They are lifting water from solar pumps. And this will lead to the share for irrigation in 2050 will be less by 20%. Because other sectors are also demanding in industries, towns, and municipality. And another concept is we drink 2 liter or 3 liter per day, but we eat 50, 100 liters or 10,000 liters per day. Next. This is virtual water concept. For producing 1 kg grain, kg cheese, this type of this much amount of liters of water is consumed by the plants and during processing in the mills. Like this, 1 cup of wine takes 120 liters of water. Next, the water conservation technique. This is 3-meter flat land, then bunds of 1.5 meter, and it is covered with different sealing material, plastics, pond sediment, anything, and with a slope of 5%. Then during rainfall, whatever rain falls on this, water comes here, and it is a cropped area. With this technology, we are losing 25 to 30% land without crop, but we are getting permanent yield doubled almost. And circular catchments, everybody knows carry Vidhi for trees, water conservation. Next. The same technique. This is crop and it is flat sowing of permanent. Another is this is in situ water conservation, it is ex situ. Collecting rainwater in a pond and later on it is used for irrigation in different horticulture crops or any crops that can be used. Next. Next, see, once a farmer is having tube well or assured irrigation, he always go for vegetable cultivation because it is a very remunerative crop in peri-urban areas. Because always we are demanding good vegetables in markets, but these are rich in productive nutrients. Urban and rural markets they are using, and it is the first choice of irrigated farmers. Next, yeah, earlier we were getting subsistence farming, and now we are going for commercial farming. Well, earlier rain-fed crops, cluster bean, round melon, and snap melon, different crops were there. But now chili, carrot, onion, garlic, okra, tomato we are growing. Just because high GNP water is available, Narmada canal water is available, and tube wells. Next, 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 next. The best option is the grafting in this area because we have tried different water drought resistant root stocks and cyan are used with high yielding cucumber. Different root stock we have used pumpkin, muskmelon, fig leaf gourd, and bottle gourd. And this grafting technique is giving more than 35% higher yield of cucumbers. This polyhouse cucumber. Grafted plants are very succulent, therefore it is grown under polyhouse conditions. Next. These are different challenges in the open field for vegetable cultivation or any crop cultivation. Temperature, heat waves, low yields, hailstorm, bird damage, and stray animals. Next. Why protected cultivation is required? Because we are know the population is rising and land availability for agriculture is getting down. Then low yield in open field, polyhouse are giving higher yields. Capital intensive agriculture is followed in here. And increasing threat, different new diseases, viruses, and pests are attacking the crops in open field. Next. Next. Different polyhouses. It is mainly run by the solar powered energy. The fans, for cooling fans, it is run by the solar power. Here we were not using any electric connection. It is eco-friendly technique now. These are the polyhouse cucumbers and tomatoes because we are harvesting 20 kgs tomato per square meter and 15 kg of cucumber per square meter from polyhouse. Next. Then another technique is shade net, then low tunnels. This technique is useful in the cold temperature areas. It gives the earliness to enter in the market because we can sow the crop in February and cover it with low tunnels. It heats the seed and crop germinates. And after some warm climate occurs, then it is removed and we are ready for harvesting of good watermelon, muskmelon early in the season, where we get higher prices than the more season prices. Next. Next. Then soilless cultivation. It is a dream now in India, but it is not very popular among the farmers. Some urban area agriculture is done. We can go for terrace gardening with this technique. Next. Now I am coming to the cold arid areas in Leh Ladakh. The fodder wheat Napier hybrid, lolium sainfoin. Sainfoin is a fodder crop which is perennial, not get dry during peak winter seasons. Next, see this sainfoin contains almost 16% of food protein, which is very good for farmers or for animals. Different ash, silica, calcium, phosphorus, net detergent fibers, and acid detergent fibers. It is all good, and it is more palatable to the all animals like Jersey, local Ladakhi cattle, Janskar pony, and goat. Next, these are polyhouses or greenhouses in Ladakh. It is somewhat different. It is covered three sides by brick wall, mud bricks, and one side south facing is covered with polythene. Here they go, Greg, they grow all the vegetables, even they put poultry in this, and they always all sell. They are always remaining in the polyhouses during the daytime. Next, our intervention made these fields green with different oats, wheat, barley, potato, onion. Next, vegetable production we have introduced there, different types of. Then poultry. Next, poultry. This poultry during this winter season, you might be knowing that Jojila Pass and the Rohtang Pass. Two passes are roads from Srinagar and Manali to Leh. It is the lifeline of Ladakh. Every food supply, every supply is coming from down to Leh. It's going through these two routes. During winter, these two routes closed for almost 6 to 7 months. And there they are not getting the fresh vegetables, nutritional requirement, and they cannot fulfill. There we introduced poultry. We gave 400 chicks to them, and they are producing now organic eggs. And but the egg production is less due to high chilly winds and low temperatures. And they are selling an egg of rupees 30 to other villagers. And it gives the livelihood as well as the nutritional security because eggs they are consuming and the meat they are consuming. Protein supplement, protein diet is enriched there. Next. Then winter season, no activity outside. Then we provided them swing machine to do some swing and sell the clothes in the market. Then transit shed for nomads. Nomads during winter they come down and stays here with good herd. They are maintaining of pashmina goats and sheep. Then animal shelters. We gave this due to this chain link shelters. The animal, this pashmina, the 200 grams of pashmina yield is increased per animal just because the cool air blowing from here to there and different underground cellars for storage of vegetables and seed material and irrigation channels we have provided. Next. Different technologies, slow tunnel, they are able to now grow muskmelon in Ladakh. Earlier, they were not thought of this. Well, first they grow and then ask me what to do with this melon. Well, just take it and eat it. Then low-cost drip irrigation introduced, poly cover to enhance the soil temperature, stone mulching, then polythene mulching, nursery trays introduced, and fodder making block machine. Next. Then nutrient banks, soil health cards, capacity building, fodder banks, agro advisory we have provided, and community seed bank we have made because seed availability there is very less. Next, it is a theme on which we can work on this in Ladakh. Livelihood security can be come from agri-horticulture system, tourism, employment generation, and the animal husbandry. Next, see, animal husbandry based system, crossbred jersey and local cows. They can give milk, value-added milk product can be sold in the market, culling and selection, modeling, model farm, sheep and goat, pashmina wool, skin, check breeding, inbreeding, integrated approach we can do for agro-horticulture and inventory based, yak rearing, animal food security through this we can have, socio-economic upliftment we can have, then it is a broiler farming or poultry farming. Next. Now, it is the most useful for the agriculture graduates because it is the need of the hour. Because our system has been changed from cultivation production to business. Next, next, agri-clinics. Government is promoting agri-clinics for crops and animals. They give the expert services and advice to enhance the productivity. And another aspect is agri-business. This agri-business, we can provide input supply by farm equipment or hire services. Next, I have listed different roles. Agri-clinics provide paid services, type of activities, soil, water quality, input testing laboratories, facilitation centers, agriculture insurance, feed processing testing centers, plant production services they can provide, agriculture equipment and maintenance and hiring of these can be done like combine hiring, tractor hiring, agriculture implements hiring, then this pest control, we can have a good food basket in the end. Next, beekeeping, another aspect, dairying, poultry, artificial insemination centers, frozen semen banks, they can maintain, or AI, they can propagate among the farmers. Next, next, then seed processing unit, soil water quality, biofertilizer production, vermicompost, they can sell. Next, supply chain at the farm level, coal supply chain. These all are coming under the agriculture startups, agriculture cleaning, and different schemes under the government of India. Startups can be funded up to 25 lakhs with 5 years interest-free period. Next. Thank you. I have taken a lot of time of yours. Now I invite some questions. Any questions?
Yes, yes, we are trying for the questions, and if questions are there, we are screening all those questions, and as soon as we get Arnab sir and Shiva madam will help for the questioning. So just give for a few minutes.
So how did you like my talk?
Oh, very nice talk. It was crystal clear, and it was very good and interesting.
I have
Lot
tried
of
to information.
yes, yes. Yes, yes, lot of information right from heredity index and all these you have covered. agronomic aspect, agri entrepreneurship, and others. So that is all. कहाँ? There is one student, Molly
Mm,
Paul. She is asking for the millets, whether millets could be used there as crops in the arid zones. That is her question. So that
millets.
I think you have already covered. Yes, millets.
Millet is the major crop of arid regions.
Yes,
Pearl
yes.
millet.
Millet is the yes pearl millet.
Pearl
So
millet.
that is the pearl millet, bajra.
Yeah.
Or any other question? और कोई क्वेश्चन है? Okay, so now I request Dr. Shiva Johari for to propose vote of thanks. Over to Shiva Johari.
Thank you, sir. Is my voice audible to all? So it is a very wonderful talk, sir. Thank you very much. So, Honorable Chairman, sir, Shri Arvind Gupta ji, respected Dr. Anurag Saxena, Principal Scientist and in charge Forage Production Section, ICR NTRI Karnal, Haryana, and all the participants. It is a great honor for me to propose a vote of thanks to all those learned personalities who have witnessed it as a memorable and successful national webinar on livelihood and national security options in arid areas. I, on my behalf and on behalf of organizing committee, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Dr. Anurag Saxena for delivering high valuable lecture and interactive session to all of us. You have explained in details about the various livelihood and nutritional security options in arid areas. Sir, in spite of your extremely busy schedule, you readily and happily agreed on such short request and took out valuable time out of your busy schedule. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sharing with participants extremely important information and practical understanding of nutritional security of arid regions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Also wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Shaljapan, Principal, Dr. Arun Kumar, Director Dolphin, Mr. Vinod Nagpal, Mr. Sunil Kaul, Joint Director, Mr. Vipul Garg, Dean Dolphin, Dr. C.S. Pandey, HOD Agriculture, Mr. Arnab Khanda, Mr. Anuj Gupta, Mr. Shalan Tiwari, Dr. Pallavi, Department of Agriculture, Dr. Shruti Sharma, IQSC, and last but not the least, IT team for all-time technical and untiring support in organizing this webinar. I am very grateful to Shri Arvind Gupta, Chairman DIBNS, for giving us an opportunity to organize this webinar. I heartily congratulate all the participants for their interest and response with their active participation in this webinar, as no program can become successful with a single person. So I extend my big thanks to agriculture faculty. Big thanks to all our volunteers. Thank you to all those who contribute in this event directly or indirectly. Thank you, one and all. Have a wonderful and joyful day. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.